So a while back, I ranked the Star Wars movies, and I ranked the Phantom Menace very low because of Jar Jar Binks. I didn't get into a very detailed explanation into why I hated him so much, and I couldn't quite convey it clearly in the comments. But Jar Jar Binks and the Gungans period had racial undertones that never sat well with me. To start off, the Gungans were very much a Rastafarian stereotype. From their look, the dreadlock-looking appendages, to the cringy way in which they talk.
No, again, Jar Jar. You are going to the bosses. You are in big doo-doo this time.
But to really get a picture of why I find Jar Jar and the Gungans so offensive, I must bring up an old character from movie history called Step and Fetch It. He was the stereotypical ignorant Negro, and a lot of Jar Jar's mannerisms remind me of him.
Here, come in. What do you use for bait?
Oh, I got a hunk of beef liver.
Beef liver?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the beef liver and put it on the hook and chunk it out there. Let him have the first piece for nothing, see him. Then you put some more on that and chunk it out there. Then they think they're gonna get that for nothing, and you catch them along and you got the liver.
Oh no, Mrs. Stay. Mr. called Jar Jar Binks. Mr. Your humble servant.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, but it is. 'Tis demanded by the gods, it is. Stay down.
He starred in a lot of shorts where he was made out to be a lazy, no-good idiot. Now, George Lucas thinks people hate Jar Jar Binks because we hate comic relief in a kids' movie.
Group of fans from the films that don't like comic sidekicks. They want the films to be tough and like Terminator, and they want to be, real guy movies. And they get very, very upset and very opinionated about anything that has anything to do with being childlike, which the movies are for children, but they don't want to admit that, or a comic sidekick. They don't want comedy in these movies. And in the first film, they absolutely hated R2 and 3PO. Now Jar Jar is getting accused of the same thing.
This is such a short-sighted way to look at things, and a way to never look at why you may have offended a whole group of people. I know people were saying then why they found Jar Jar offensive, but he just wasn't open to hearing it. He'd rather believe it's because we didn't want to laugh at his cringy jokes, rather than because maybe he created a racially offensive alien race complete with a language reminiscent of the way slaves used to speak.
We should no care about Nabu.
This is why it's important to teach all facets of American history, so things like this can't be ignored or overlooked. Step and Fetch It was just an extension of a minstrel show, which started off with white men wearing blackface.
And its name was Envy. I opened the cage and influenza. I'm going. Where you going? I'm going right back to Alabama.
But the portrayal of black men was the same: lazy, uneducated scoundrels. So when Jar Jar Binks appeared on screen, it felt like more of the same. A new Step and Fetch It. So, how many of you had heard of Step and Fetch It before, or knew what a minstrel show was? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you know when I upload or go live.